Today our journey of culinary discovery has brought us to Tobago, an island of stunning beauty. It's a tropical Eden with breathtaking rainforests and marvellous beaches. The forts dotted around its coastline are a record of its violent past. Bitter battles for control between European powers, the Dutch, the English, the French and more. Fierce slave revolts and pirates are all part of Tobago's rich history. The Caribs who first populated the southern islands grew tobacco here, and that's where Tobago gets its name. 300 years ago, under British rule, sugar, cotton and indigo plantations were established and thousands of Africans were brought over as slave labour. So Tobago still has a strong African influence in its food. This has been an amazing journey so far, and there's still so much more to learn about the food here. And I'm not alone. My two sous chefs, BarringTon and Hasan, well, they came here to learn all they can about the cuisines of these beautiful islands. And like me, they've been fascinated.
We've been to Trinidad, and basically it's multicultural. So you've got Chinese, you've got Indian, you've got African, and you've come over here and we can see 90% of the people is just like one race of people.
Tobago cuisine has its own identity, you know. It lies more in African tradition, whereas in Trinidad there's a more multicultural mix, you know. There's more use of the ground provision, the dasheen, you know, the blue food as they call them in Tobago, where, you know, it was the food that was mainly used by African slaves and stuff, and it's still blended in and is a major part of daily food, you know.
Yesterday, of course, well, I had another great day, heading inland with Chef Hasan, and we went to take a look at one of the island's largest cocoa estates.
Well, today we are with Duane, you know, Mr. Cocoa, having this first single plantation cocoa.
I'm trying to make cocoa king again, basically, and bringing back cocoa production to Tobago, and at the same time contributing to food production and also reintroducing cocoa to Tobago.
In beautiful surroundings, it's like coming down into a cave of goodies.
That's right.
Now this I recognise.
The cocoa pod.
Wonderful.
These are pods from our first harvest that we picked about 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And we just got the fermentation going, so these are the shells, the husks.
And is it just all one variety?
Well, no, we actually have, it's basically when you talk about cocoa, you talk about 3 different varieties that you use to make chocolates. We grow one of those 3 varieties here, which is the fine flavor variety, which is only used for really top artisan chocolates.
Yeah.
But it has a lot of raisiny character and plums and some slight tobacco notes.
Nice little fruit note.
Yeah, very fruity. And that is also typical for Trinidad, the fruit.
Okay. Well, I say this looks quite stunning here. Absolutely stunning.
So in this area here, we use the banana as shade for the cocoa, and we also use cassava as shade. So a little further up, we have actually about 5 to 6 acres in cassava. The cassava we also use to make bread in our dirt oven.
Ooh, homemade cassava bread.
Homemade cassava bread.
That sounds great.
Christiana is actually making some in the dirt oven right now.
Well, I'm on my way to try some of that, so I'll catch up with you guys.
I don't blame you.
All right then.
Okay.
Duane, he grows the cassava and the green bananas because they provide shade for the cocoa plant. From the cassava, he makes flour, which could be made into bread, and he also sells the green bananas, you know, in the local markets and to the restaurants in the local area. So, Christiana, we're gonna make this lovely cassava bread.
Yeah.
Roll it out into the shape.
Until you want it to what size you want it.
The native Amerindians were the first inhabitants of these islands, you know? And basically, the Amerindians, they use these dirt ovens. And then the next stage is in the oven.
Next stage is in the oven.
And then eating in it,
Exactly.
most important. The heat that held, it was even more intense than your normal cooking oven. And from here?
You'll put it here for me, please.
All right.
Okay. Then, you put it inside of here.
It's just, you know, good to see that this tradition has been passed on and it's still being used in a few places, you know, where we can keep it for, you know, future generations to see. I got some goodies for you guys.
Nice, very nice.
Smell it.
A unique smell is coming there, you know?
Yeah.
Very nice.
No question about it. When you consider you're using this plant to protect your chocolate.
That's right.
Look what you get from it as well.
You get bread, man.
What else have you got in here?
Christina made one of her special.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Banana.
Oh, you've got rum in there. That smells of rum. It smells of rum.
Cake.
And the banana as well. Fantastic. Is that a bottle of rum you bought as well?
Well, she said to me that basically this gives it a nice kick.
And this is a rum that's been aged for 8 years. Molasses based, has a lot of vanilla notes.
Oh. Goodness me, you've been very brave.
I got a heavy hand.
No, I'm going to join you on that. I'll try just a little bit. What can I say?
Yeah.
Apart from a huge thank you. Yeah. So here's cheers.
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 Nice having you guys here today.
Thank you very much.
Now, the cocoa estate is very much part of Tobago's present, but you can't spend time here and not realise how important all the island's food plantations were to its history. So BarringTon went off to visit the Arnosvale Waterwheel Park, which was once in the middle of a sugar plantation.
I've come to Arnosvale Waterwheel Park to meet Bill Bronte today. It is a rainforest. It's green, very green, and the sun's just beaming through the leaves of the high trees. You can just imagine the heat, the humidity, but the history behind all the slavery that happened here. I mean, in some sense, it's half happiness and half sadness, because we've got a man here that's kept the heritage. Wow.
Oh, this is the famous Arnosvale Waterwheel.
How long has it been here, this?
1857. This is the last one. But there were 6 others before. The others were smaller.
Yeah.
This is the largest that was built.
Whoa.
Built in Scotland. The sugar industry started in the 1650s by the French. They came here and they were the first ones to cultivate sugar in Tobago. Years after, the English came and they chased away the French. But the English started the water wheel.
Right, okay.
This is the last, and this you will call the Rolls Royce of water wheels.
Right.
And when they pump the water, it went directly into the bucket. It starts the wheel rolling.
Right.
And started turning those cylinders there. There are 3 cylinders.
Yeah.
The cylinders will go in and out, in and out. And the slaves, not one, a few of them, will put the cane through when it goes out, pull it, put it in, pull it, and the juice will be squeezed out. In this estate, there were 247 slaves.
Yeah.
Many a times, the slaves' hands were caught in the rollers there, and they lose their hands. If you look around the island, nearly 100% of the people are descendants of that era and those slaves, right? And it is not a nice story to repeat what happened to them, how they lived, how they were treated, and so on.
It can't be forgotten, no.
No, it can't. It should not be forgotten.
It's very daunting on what these men must have gone through. Children were born here, people died here, and basically just a history, and you just get shivers down your spine.
The product you call the Garapo is an Amerindian name for the wet sugar.
Right, they shipped it back to England.
Back into these drums, cork it back, down to the Arnosvale Bay, where the house from which it was shipped is still standing.
Is there any chance now of going down to the restaurant and see now, having a taste of the food?
Yes, Barry, we can leave now and go to the kitchen.
We did some cooking today, and that was with Silver. The food that she produced was absolutely beautiful. She did a seafood medley and curry powder, coconut milk, garam masala, and what she did, she made that all boiled down, and she used a sugarcane brandy.